Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Can y'all please let me know that you guys can hear me down in the chat, please? Please let me know if you guys hear me clearly, okay? Just want to make sure, let me make sure this is in, because I want to make sure that you guys hear your girl. I think this is good. 1 second, y'all. Okay. So I don't see nobody saying it. So, okay, now I see. Okay, yeah, you can't hear me. Okay, perfect. Hey, y'all. Happy Sunday. What's going on? How is everybody? Okay, what's up, moderators? Thank you guys so much for coming in, okay? Well, listen, I put a poll up, right? And I feel like my opinion is probably going to be a little different than a lot of y'all. I asked, was Destiny doing too much, right? A lot of you guys have said, no, she was not doing too much. I kind of slick feel like she was doing a bit too much, but we'll get into all of that, all right? So first things first, right? We see the guys. We see Maurice, we see Marlo, we see Lewis out there, you know what I'm saying, playing them some hoops, you know what I'm saying, shooting the ball or whatever. They talk about the things that transpired the night before with Melody and with Martell, right? Marlo felt like Martell and Mel were using the kids as pawns, okay? In their little whatever game they're out there playing, they're using the kids as pawns. Maurice brings up the fact that he brought up how Marlo was surprised with counseling, right? He brings that up. Martell walks out, and that's when Martell learns about the counseling, because Martell like, y'all know all my motherfucking business, honey. Y'all know all my stuff, girl. What's going on with you? Okay, and that's when he learns about the counseling and stuff. But Martell actually feels like it was nice of Tisha, or he thought it was good that she brought them to counseling instead of just sitting out there doing, you know, the most instead of, you know, reacting and stuff. So it's good that she's out there, you know, trying to have therapy. So I thought that was interesting, right? Because I was like, not Martell over here trying to give advice to somebody. Is this Martell trying to give out some advice to Marlo? I guess. Now, Marlo ended up speaking on how confident Tisha used to be. Okay, he says Tisha used to be confident, but over the past year, he's learned that she's not as confident. He says that when it comes to like public speaking and stuff. Now, I feel like he might. I agree with him over the past year or so, right? When he said that she has issues doing public speaking, but also this show started a few years ago. So I think the fans, the viewers, I think they probably had a lot to do with how Tisha started to feel about herself when it comes to her speaking, because I know I've seen a ton of comments of people talking about how she talks. And I think on last season was when she kind of opened up as to why she has the speech issues that she has and how she's been working on that. So I think a lot of people may have questioned that, and that probably made her feel a way about herself over time. But Martell calls him out, which was really interesting, because he said that at one point you wasn't allowing Tisha to do some stuff. And then Marlo tried to clean it up and say, oh, well, it wasn't that I didn't allow her to do stuff. It was just stuff that I didn't think that she wanted to do. And I'm like, stop lying. Stop lying. I'm sorry. Martell may be foolish in a lot of ways, but I agree with him on this. I do believe that it was things that you would not allow her to do. I just believe that. Sorry. I'm going to go with Martell on that one. Marlo changes the subject because at this point, he's tired of talking about his life, right? He want to get back on to talking about Martell. He don't want nobody digging too deep into what he got going on. So he tells Martell, you know, the way that you and Mel like handled yourself, primarily you, okay, if you're going to be around this group, there has to be like a stopping point. Like if somebody tell you to chill out, you got to know when to chill out. So that's what Martell telling him, like, well, you know, me and Melody, we can argue, honey. That's something that we can do. But if you don't understand that, we don't need to talk. And I'm kind of like, but just because y'all argue don't mean that y'all got to. You see what I'm saying? Like, we know when y'all get into y'all arguments, y'all really can argue. Y'all really can get there. But it don't mean that you have to. Like, I mean, you could chill out, okay? That's your problem right there. You're not in tune with your emotions. So you might need to go to therapy for sure by your damn self, because you're not in tune with your emotions at all to know. But he did try. I will give him that. Martell definitely tried in just a few minutes when I get to it. I was glad that the men were holding Marlo accountable. Me too. He has so much to say about other people's stuff. So I'm glad that they were calling him to task. She was doing a bit much. You're speaking on Melody, not Melody, but Destiny. I agree, she was doing too much. Yeah, but some that was just, I wasn't featuring it. I wasn't featuring that at all. Okay, let's go ahead and Let's get to the next thing. So we get to the pool, right? So we're at the pool and everybody is waiting on Mel to get to the pool, but Mel's still feeling a way about last night. So she really ain't trying to be around Martell like that. So why out of all people did y'all send Martell back there to go check on his ex-wife when you know they just got into it? Unless it was something else that happened that night, and I mean, they probably thought it would have been a great idea for him to go. I don't know, but they sent this man to go check on this woman, okay? So him out of all people, he goes to check on Mel to see what's going on, seeing how she's doing. He's like, how you doing, Mel? You good or whatever? Just want to check on you after everything that happened last night. And she was like, yeah, I saw you came in here last night. So, I mean, what was that about? He was like, yeah, just want to check on. Yeah, I saw you came in here last night. So what was that about? Oh, so you just not gonna answer why you came in my room last night? And she was definitely holding him to task. You could tell he really didn't want to talk about it, right? So he said that he came in there to apologize. This is what he's saying. He said, I came in here to apologize to you like I was trying to do last night. And I'm like, if that's what you was coming in the room for, number one, you wasn't. You went in there to check on her because that's what everybody wanted. But if you came in there to, apologize, you should have led with that as soon as you came in the room. Hey, how you doing? You doing good? Okay, well, listen, I wanted to come in here and apologize to you, right? He didn't. Okay. Mel says that she don't believe, pretty much. Mel don't believe this apology. He's trying to dish out because he came into her room around 1 o'clock in the morning. She's like, baby, I already, don't touch me because I know what it is that you want. No, sir. And if you want to try that, you need to work on a real apology for real. Okay, then. And I'm like, real apology? Okay, then, Mel. Mel knew exactly why that man was coming in her room. But I will say this. It made me wonder. Why did Martell feel so comfortable to tiptoe in his J's over to your room? I do feel like they smashed after the divorce. I do. I feel like they probably had some activity or something after the divorce, right? She probably was, probably needed it. Didn't want to go out there and get it from no random. Was like, let me go on over here. Make sure I protect myself. I ain't trying to get pretty by him again. Let me go ahead and hop over here and get it from him. Okay, I don't know, something about, I'm like, why he feels so comfortable to come over to this lady room and ask her what she doing or whatever, trying to slide over into her bed under them covers. No, something wasn't right about that, okay? Let me see what y'all saying before I go to this other part of this situation. Destiny didn't do nearly enough because I would have been slapped the taste out of Tiffany's mouth with her messy, stringy hair ass. Oh my God. Those couples can't be friends in real life, LOL. Why couldn't no one else check on Mel? Exactly. Why ain't nobody else go? Went in for a booty call and he was shamed because Mel put him on blast. She did in front of the cameras. Because he said something like, okay, they got that. They got that. So it made me think, okay, he must be talking about when he say they got that, he must be talking about the cameras. Because she definitely was trying to put him on blast. She said it 3 times. She wanted to be on cameras, but not so much as on blast, right, for us to see. But for me, in my opinion, more so for Miss Girl on the side to see. Like, yeah, you may have him at this particular time, but guess what? He still want me, even though you may have the child. You may think that he wants you or whatever. Girl, he's still trying to get back over here. So it really was for her because she watched the show, I'm sure. I don't get why everyone is gaslighting Destiny. She isn't wrong because what Tiffany did to her was disrespectful, and what Tiffany was doing to Tisha was disrespectful. We'll get to that. And I don't think who is everybody gaslighting her? I didn't see everyone gaslighting Destiny. Who did you mean, Claire, when you said gaslighting? So basically they argue like that their entire marriage is very toxic. The truth comes out. I was glad that the men, oh no, I read that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this argument, right? All right, so Mel where am I? She tells him about her triggers, right? She opens up, she talks about, some of the triggers that I have are the kids, okay? Every time we argue, you want to bring the kids into it. You want to act like I don't know that we have children, like I'm the one that pushed them out. You damn right, I'm going to consider my kids in all things. I don't like when you do that. So he says that he doesn't want to argue like they are right now. When she says that she thinks something is wrong with him, okay? And this is at the point when he begins to end the combo and he walks off. And I was like, yes, Martell, walk off. Because for me, it kind of takes me back to when she sat him down when they were all riding the bikes and stuff and they was in the mountains or wherever they were. And she wanted to talk to him about the young lady that she apologized to on his behalf or whatever. I was kind of like, why did you need to have that conversation with him? You've been with this man for like, so many years. Since you was in college, you know his ins, you know his outs, you know what's going to piss him off, you know what's not going to piss him off. And it's like, why did you need to have that? You knew how he was going to react. So I felt the same way in this time, how she was forcing certain conversations to happen. And I ain't like that. I'm like, okay, Mel, you doing too much to me. Like, girl, you know it's gonna result in y'all arguing. Nothing great ever comes from it, especially now that you guys are divorced, right? Especially. So I really wish Martell would have walked all the way out instead of walking out and being outside of the door and stopping. I wish he would have went all the way out the door, like just go. But she just kept talking. She kept bringing it up. She kept talking. Another thing that she mentioned was her music. She didn't like how he was talking about her music, saying that it was BS or whatever, but at the same time telling her congratulations and, oh, you didn't invite me over here to this event, the viewing party or whatever it was, album release or song release or whatever. So he didn't get invited to a party. So that was another thing. He goes on to try to let her know, like, listen, I want you to do well in all things. Like, it don't matter, like, whatever it is, acting, singing, whatever. I want you to do well in those things. But it seems like she only really wanted to talk about her music or call him out for some stuff or whatever. And then he just like walk off and going out the room. And then he comes back into the room and then they get into more of an argument because Mel says that I could have said a lot of stuff. I could have said a lot of stuff about you and your side chick. So this right here made Martell go crazy and start talking about her being a side chick to some other individuals after they separated or they divorced or something. And Mel was telling him, so this dude, I do believe Mel probably was talking to some other people. Definitely believe that. Whether they were married or not, I mean, not married, but whether they were engaged or not, and she was a side chick, I don't know. But I also feel like what she was doing after you ain't none of your damn business. But when she confirmed and said neither one of them are engaged and neither one of them are engaged, that was enough for me to know that, okay, Mel has been out here talking to other people, but I've never heard of her talking to other people while y'all were in the marriage. So it's kind of like, don't be so pressed, okay? Because you wanted your cake, you wanted to eat it too, and now you can have the whole cake over there on the side. So why are you still worried about what's happening over here? Oh, that's because you still want your wife. Well, whose fault is that? That's your fault. You can't be worried about what this woman is doing behind the scenes or, over there off in her own house, in her own business. What else? I think that was pretty much that. Martell has a pattern of spitting out lies when being called out for being on the defense. Martell still hasn't produced receipts for these other men. Yikes. That is most definitely true about Martell. What is true about I disagree. Martell just gets loud and Mel's supposed to just hold her feelings. That's Martell's MO, to get loud and to be a stunt queen. But that's the thing though. He ended up leaving out of the room. And then he came back after she was continuing to be loud and saying what she has to say. Then he came back in the room and got loud right back with her. I think everything that Martell brought to the internet is what Mel is bringing to the show. Okay. I like Destiny. It's sad to see so many bad comments about her. I haven't seen bad comments about her. Mel kind of picked this fight too. I feel that way. I've seen a lot of people say that Destiny should just get over it. Oh, really? Now, I don't think she should just. Okay, we'll talk about it. But why is Martell shorts getting? Girl, I was thinking the same thing when he was out there on that court. I was like, you better not even try and bounce the ball the way. Them things is hooking on to your ass, sir. No, sir. I said he is just committed to the tight clothing. Listen. Talk about men getting yeast infections. I don't even know if that's possible, but listen, Martell, we're wondering. She should have had that conversation at co-parenting therapy. Martell is way too aggressive. I feel like they both are. I feel like they both argue the same. Goddamn. Because as I was watching this episode, I was like, I am tired of Martell and Melody. I am tired at this point. And that's probably why I'm going to be ragging a little bit on Destiny, because I'm like, bring your shit to the forefront or somebody, because I'm tired of seeing Mel and Martell argue. And I can imagine what it's like for them to be in for the friends that's in the friend group. So Marceau and Destiny come and break up that fight. Poor Destiny. You could tell Destiny face for me was giving, girl, I'm stressed out about my own shit. And I got to be up here trying to stop y'all from arguing, girl. I got my own shit I'm over here going through. But okay. When Mel walks out, Marceau gets no, I think it was Martell. Martell gets upset and starts yelling to the top of his damn lungs. And he's upset because he feels like she let somebody else get her cookies. right? And he continues to call her a liar. And then after she was trying, after he kept calling her a liar or whatever, she decided to say, I'm gonna let him talk and I'm gonna go. And I'm like, well, Mel, you should have let him go the first time. Then y'all wouldn't even be here fucking arguing because you still wanted to say something when you knew he wasn't gonna listen to you. You already know his MO. Okay, just like y'all in the audience know Martell's MO, she knows his MO as well. And I just personally feel like, girl, at some point you're beating a dead horse. Okay, so let that man, he gonna do what he gonna do. It's whatever, and go about your business. But I also felt like you created this argument, right? So when he tried to walk off on more than one occasion, you was like, no, I'm gonna stand right here and keep talking, have my conversation like I want to have my conversation. And he was like, all right, go ahead, Mel, go ahead. Then he let you talk, right? But he really walked off because you would not allow him to say anything. You was like, no, because, and it's like, I probably won't want to talk to your ass either. I'm finna go, okay? I'm finna go. You want to have it your way? I'm finna go. And when he leaves out the room, you still with the rah, rah, rah. So he came back in and gave you what it is that you wanted. So here it is, both of y'all damn arguing. Okay? So those are my thoughts on that. What else I was gonna say? I do feel like listening to Martell and the way he feels like she be lying, I feel like there could be some lies to things that Mel say. What those lies are, I don't know. I don't know what those lies are. As far as who she's smashing, like I said, I feel like that's none of his concern. She could be lying about that. Yeah, she could be. I don't know, but I feel like that's none of your concern either, because you're not with her anymore. You need to be worried about some other things. But I will say this, I don't think Mel is a 100% saint. I don't think that she doesn't lie, and I don't think that Martell is the only person that lies in the relationship. No, I think they both lie. What she lies about, IDK. I don't know, but we can see what he lies about. All right, let's talk about wilding with the Whitlows, right? So Mel's still in the room because she's in the funk. Okay, she's still in the funk. She's trying to get her energy right. Not both her children, child. It's funny how everyone thinks Mel should allow Martell to say whatever, however, with the no response. Y'all keep ignoring that their divorce is fresh. And of course, they are arguing. Yeah, it is fresh, but at the end of the day, I still feel like when you're trying to grow, you don't always have to rehash the conversations, because when you rehash these conversations, it puts you back into that sore spot, right? So where is the healing when you keep going back to that same spot? So she's not going to get that with him. So I feel like she needs to figure out the best way for her to move forward. I'm not going to continue, especially if I divorced you for a reason. I'm not going to continue to have these conversations with your ass. Send up here, my energy when I already know how you are as a person. When a person shows you who they are, then believe them. He's shown her for a minute. So for her to force these conversations, no. She's done this a lot of times for her to know that he's not going to get it. I thought it was just Martell was a narcissist, but Melody is one too. That is what Martell has been trying to tell us. Listen, after seeing this argument and stuff and seeing how she was on the last episode, I'm like, okay, both of y'all are damn near the same, or something about it. Mel's not a 100% saint in this marriage situation is what I'm thinking. Now, her tea ain't come out though, so it's easier for me and everyone else to, go hard at Martell and judge him for his antics and stuff, and rightfully so. But I don't know, what Mel lies about. It may not even be to the level of what Martell has done, but some shit ain't right. It's just, it don't add up for me. The difference is they have to work together. Think about when we break up, we get space and don't see that person for a long time. Yeah, I see that, but I still feel like some arguments don't have to go down. Like, just think about how she kept trying to force a conversation to happen with him in that moment. Mel didn't deny she was a side chick. She just said that the men was engaged. I thought she said they weren't. Mel and Martell are the same side of the same coin. Yikes. I thought she said neither one of them were engaged. I think she probably had friends, right? I think she probably had friends she engaged with, she talked to, you know what I'm saying? Whether they smashed IDK, if they did any of that, but I still feel like that ain't none of his business. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like, like, why are you worried about it? And he was yelling at the top of his lungs like he was so hurt by it for some reason. And I'm like, that ain't none of your damn business, sir. I'm sorry. Now I have to agree with her on that one. Like, that's not your business, sir. So come up with another argument over there. I know the rest of the cast was wishing Martell and Melody didn't come. They definitely killed the vibe. They didn't have to come all the way to Las Vegas to argue. They could have stayed in Huntsville. I agree. And Melody told Tisha, she said, I didn't know that Martell was coming. Had I known that he was coming, I would not have come. And I said, Mel, why you lying? Now, that right there, you're not going to tell me you did not know this man was coming. I do believe Mel knew he was coming. I could have sworn that's what she told Destiny, that he was coming, which is why she wanted to make sure Destiny was going to be there, because that's what she was going to room with and stuff. So I think she definitely knew that that man was going to be there. But then she played it up 2 different times saying that she didn't know. You knew that. I think the argument was staged for ratings. Really? I don't know. Because the way Martell was yelling, or you mean it was staged in the moment of her forcing him to have the conversation? Possibly. I mean, that you know, I girl, possibly. Don't miss. That's exactly what his problem was, honey. When that well don't ran dry, and he cringing off the fact that she could be giving her goodies to somebody else. Like, he is cringing. He's going crazy. I thought that was hilarious to me. Hold on one second. Let me. Okay. She most definitely lied about that child. They are not the same. Yes, they are both petty, but he cheated on her for 5 years and had a baby. Each time he comes for her, she should let him have it. Gotcha. Martell just mad Mel ain't let him cheat in peace and just deal with it. Of course. All these couples are perfectly matched with each other energetically. Some are just more functional than others. They're all on a group text, WhatsApp, etc. So Mel is lying. Mel was straight lying. She told Destiny he was coming. I thought she told him. Right? So that's like the only little lie I caught Mel in. But I will say that when Martell says she be lying about stuff, I don't think that he lying when he say that. I just don't know what it is because he never bring like receipts and stuff, right? I feel like Mel may bring the receipts when it comes to him. He don't really bring nothing to match that, you know. But either way, people gonna drag him either way, right? But let's move on to the game, because everybody. So they finally get Mel out the room. She comes out. She said, "Listen, I'm gonna do this. But if it go to the left, I'm going to the left right with it. I'm going right back in this room." So she comes out, she partakes in this, right? So Mel goes first, right? The question is, are your sexual needs being met? And she says, yeah. And I'm like, Mel, I'm having a hard time. I think Mel probably pleasing herself, which is perfectly fine. I don't know. Mel probably getting it in with somebody, but I don't know. Maybe I'm stuck on seeing her with Martell or something. I don't see her out here with nobody else, okay? And I don't think she would want to give nobody else enough to have her name written down here in these streets, or should they be mad? So I feel like Mel probably, happy pleasing herself, okay? Martell, how many people have you had sex with in one night? He says 2, but then Maurice busts out and talking about 6. And I'm just like, what the f is you talking about? And when was this? So Maurice was a hoe. Okay, girl. And hearing that, y'all, when I hear that Maurice was a hoe and he messed around with 6 people in one night, makes me feel like I could see a little bit of overlap when it comes to the Kimmy situation. And Kimmy probably didn't know. She wasn't aware. You know what I'm saying? That's not her fault at all. But I could see a little bit of overlap somewhere in there. I think Mel said that to get at Martell. The game was so cringe. OMG. In my Whitney voice, show me the receipts, okay? I was here for Kimmy and Tisha not getting out the pool when they was arguing. I don't know why, but Marcel came right on in there. I got my hands on you, and I'm not letting them go. Okay, I'm not letting them go. I'm like, all right then, honey. I agree. Carmen, I would definitely be at his neck until I was tired and healed, child. But I just feel like that's going backwards, though. Y'all don't think that's going backwards to continue to be at somebody's neck and not healing? Maybe not. Yes, he's so arrogant and thinks he should still have access to her. Every time these friends go somewhere, Mel and Martell always get into it. Child, I know. It's a mess. Okay, so then the next question is, when they asked Marcel, have you ever had sex in public? And he and Tisha was like, yeah. She said, let them see us. And I was like, that don't even sound like Tisha trying to do some stuff like that in public. Is it me? I'm like, Tisha, they don't even sound like you, but I I guess they said they were driving down the road, honey. They was getting it in. Whew. Okay, now that I think about it, I got a friend that did that, and I actually couldn't see her doing that until she told me that. And I said, girl, how the hell y'all did that? So you know what? That could be Tisha, honey. That could be Tisha. The people get it in how they get it in, honey. Okay, just don't crash, all right? What else? Drink if you're happy in your current relationship. That was another question. First of all, these questions is messy as hell. Marlo and Martell were the two people that hesitated to drink. Martell, why you ain't drinking? Is it that you don't want to confirm that you're in a relationship with the with Miss Girl, or is it that you're not happy in the current relationship because you much rather be with Mel? Which one is it? Why are you hesitating? And then Marlo over here hesitating to drink. And I said, Marlo, this is a perfect example as to why your wife feels the way that she feels, and she may lack confidence in y'all marriage because of shit like this. Why are you not drinking? Why are you not drinking? So you play too damn much, okay? Either you truly felt how you felt, or you play too damn much. Either way, it's gonna have her looking silly, especially to her friends, then to America, okay? And ain't no telling who else. So I don't like that he did that. It's like, just drink. He said, oh, I ain't drink that. Okay. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. You know? I would have slapped Marlo in the chest. Oh my God, and left. But you know, Tisha not gonna do that. Tisha not gonna do it because Tisha don't want y'all to see that side of her. She wants people to think that everything is all amazing, everything is all well, all is great. The wide-hipped couple, messy as hell for those questions. You're wrong for the wide-hip, honey. Kimmy said he was a hoe before her when y'all interviewed her on the Ooh Ladies First panel. Oh, girl, he was definitely a hoe, which makes me still feel, coming into it, he probably still was a hoe. Okay. Mel took a lot of his ish in private. Now she meeting him with the same energy in public, clearly. I don't blame her for that. No, sometimes it's part of the healing process. Okay, Nyla, you think it's still part of the healing process to just continue to address it and get it out? I mean, that could be for some people. I don't, you know, just because I don't see it that way doesn't mean that, you know, it's not that way for some others. I thought Maurice used to be a deacon in the church. Good night. Not a deacon. I hope not. Was he a deacon? I can't recall. I hope not. Okay. The question, drink if you have been unfaithful. Did y'all hear Tisha say, let's skip that one? Let's skip that one is what Miss Tisha said. Marlo says, not Marlo, but Martell said, we can go ahead and fill up these cups because everybody in this month gonna get to drinking. And that made me feel like Martell be knowing everybody's business, even though ain't nobody talking about it. He be knowing everybody's business, okay? So Tisha, at this point, she's really over the sex talk. I don't blame Tisha too much. She's over all of that. So Tisha decides to ask everybody for advice. And I'm like, girl, y'all the ones that's been in a relationship the longest. Y'all give out some advice. So she decides to ask some advice. And she asked Maurice, like, you know, what advice we have for them. And he said, just continue to do some of the things that you were doing that led you guys to get married. But mind you, what were those things? Maurice, when it comes to Marlo and Tisha, because they said that they got married within a month. So what were some of the things that they was doing within that short amount of time frame? Is that really good advice for them, or maybe it's good advice for others? Because they married each other very, very quickly. What else? Tisha asked Martell for advice now that he's a divorcee. And he gonna tell her to please your mate by any means necessary. I said, what the fuck? She said, that go both ways, right? He said, I ain't say your husband or your wife. I just said, please your mate. I said, and what are you saying? It still go both ways, right? Please your mate. I don't know if he was trying to get at Mel or something. It was just confusing for me. I was like, what the fuck is he over here relaying? But okay. Tisha asked Destiny. Destiny said, I ain't got no advice for nobody. See, this is where Destiny gets on my motherfucking nerves, because Destiny does not want to share about her life. And to be honest, at this point, Destiny can go. Destiny can go, in my opinion, girl. Yeah, she can go bye-bye. She don't want to share anything. That's why I wasn't even mad at how Marlo came at her. Marlo said, what Marlo asked her, he said, why that man, what you did to make that man leave you? I said, ooh. Now, it was a harsh way to ask. It was definitely a harsh way to ask, but it's definitely been rumors out there that he was the one that left. And what happened? You know what I'm saying? It probably wasn't something that she did though. I thought it was interesting when Tiffany said, "Why it always got to be the woman?" And for Destiny to can't stand Tiffany, she damn sure was in agreement. It's like, yeah, thanks. And I'm like, girl, you don't even like this lady, but when she say something in favor of you, you like, yeah, thanks. Nah, bitch, don't try and deflect. Let's answer the first question. What the hell happened? And Marcel was just like, listen, I'm over here talking about, we talk about marriages and stuff, and I just want to know where your husband at? Where your ex-husband? She said ex-husband. Yeah, he's where he is. And I don't like that. I do not like, you can sit around here and hear everybody's conversations about what's going on within their marriage or their ex situations, but when it's your turn, you don't want to share. And at least your person not there. At least your person's not there like Mel and Martell, and their divorce is fresh as well. So at least when you tell your side, you ain't got to worry about arguing and bickering and going back and forth and proving a point and who was right versus who was wrong. Just tell us what's going on. Okay, tell your friend group what's happening. So that's the thing that I don't like about Destiny. And if she's not willing to be open, come the next season, I don't think she should be a part. You know what I'm saying? As much as I don't care for Tiffany, for real, it's like, girl, I'd rather sit up here and watch Tiffany because Tiffany says she's gonna be transparent. So I want to give her the range to be transparent when somebody brings some shit to her. You saying that's Mel's problem with Destiny? Tiffany needs to let us know what happened. Destiny has too many opinions without offering her issues. Tiffany and Lewis don't share nothing either, in my opinion. And that's why I say I want to give them some more time to when somebody can bring something to the table on them. Since she says she's so transparent. Marceau alluded to Destiny cheating on LeBerick and the baby pop. Huh? When did he allude to that? When he said, "What did you do to make your husband leave you?" Yikes. Destiny marriage lasted a few months. So what kind of advice can she give? I understand that her not answering the question. I feel like there is some advice that she could give. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that is, but everybody has something. Because some people feel like, what can a divorced person say? Okay, especially what advice can Martell give? He cheated. Da, 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 da. So I feel like everybody could give something. Exactly. It's called Love and Marriage. Destiny on silent. Going on somewhere. Marceau is so blunt. It just rubs the wrong way. But sometimes in the midst of the macho gibberish, he be dropping gems. I can agree to that. Now she can go after she dragged Tiffany. I can't. I agree. Destiny needs to either share or leave. I'm hoping she opens up. They're probably gonna have her back for another season. So hopefully she opens up and let us know a little bit more of what happened with her situation. Unless she just can't. Now I ain't think about that. Unless she just can't. Now she probably can't mention his name. I don't know how that works. You know what I'm saying? If he probably got her like a gag order or something like that, you can't say my name. But I think she probably would still be able to talk about the situation, I would think. Last episode, Kimmy came after Marceau regarding the outside child. That's why Tisha came after Maurice regarding his, to get back at Kimmy. Because that was definitely messy. And I was like, girl, why would you even, like, what was the point of that? So that's what I ended up having, that I was going to speak on next, was her asking about the situation dealing with Kyle. And I'm like, why would you ask that? They haven't been together in 3 years or so. And girl, they're not going to be together. So why would you ask this question when you see this man has been married to this woman as long as this show has been around? Kimmy was out of line. And I was, not Kimmy, but Tisha was out of line. And I was with Kimmy in the confessional when she looked at her watch or whatever. And she was like, word, like, I got you. Like, cool, I see you for what you are. Sending support to your channel from your sister Greek. FYI, I'm an AKA. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Alexis, for the super chat. Yes, Greek love, honey. My best friends are AKAs, so that's what's up. But hold on. But they came after Kimmy about being a side chick first. Yep. And she got them right. Oh, hold on. Yeah, they did. They came after her for being a side chick, and then it's a mess. That could be true, but don't forget, Kimmy only said that because they were calling her a side chick. Tisha question to Maurice is wrong, it's two left. That's how I feel. Destiny Baby is LeBeric's twin. I thought so. That had definitely been rumored that it wasn't, but I was like, I don't want to believe that, so I'm not going to believe that. But there could have been some things that happened that caused them not to be together. that I would not mind knowing about as I'm watching this show on Love and Marriage. Okay, Love, Marriage, and Divorces, honey. Okay, let's get into it. Now, where else did I? Oh, so Louis and Tiffany. So he tells her about the surprise therapy session, right? But I ain't hear nowhere in this conversation where he told her to tell Kimmy what the hell happened. I mean, not Kimmy, but Tisha. But we know that's what Tiffany gonna do anyway, because that's just how she is, okay? So he tells her about the surprise therapy. He brings up the communication struggles that Tisha is having with Marlo. Tiffany act like she should be able to express herself. And what I liked is that Louis seemed like he was more understanding than what Tiffany wanted to be in that moment. Well, we know that's a problem because she should be able to express any and everything that she wants with her husband. He was like, babe, you know how it can be. Everybody cannot have communication about everything. There are some communication struggles in different areas within a relationship, okay? Because she was ready to nail somebody to the cross, honey. So Louis was, he was more understanding with that. He also brings up the fact that Marlo said that Tisha has lacked confidence and stuff. So that's another thing. So Tiffany was glad to have all this information so that she could go back and bring it up amongst the girls, okay? So we get to the ladies arriving to this empty club, right? And Tiffany says that she's been enjoying Vegas and getting to know them and making new friends. She says, Destiny says that she can't believe that she's never been to Vegas. That's so lame. And I was like, okay, girl, that's a shot number one. Now, towards the end of the show, when Miss Girl started throwing up Detroit, Huntsville, Atlanta, and you got upset. Now, had Tiffany got upset in that moment and cussed your ass out, she would not have been wrong for it, okay? Because you are still mad about her bringing up the tea about your husband being out there with somebody else. Now, I thought she's apologized for that. I thought you accepted that. I thought y'all moved on. But here's the thing for me. Honestly, you don't like Tiffany, and it's not because of Tiffany. I truly feel like it's because your husband left. I think you're more upset with your ex-husband than you are with her, and you're trying to take that shit and put that shit out on her. And I feel like if that's how you want to be, you also should have had that energy with Marlo, because I don't give a fuck who Marlo is or who he's married to. He shouldn't have asked you that question in the way that he asked. So you should have said, the same way Marlo came at Kimmy brought up the fact that about the side baby. So you want to talk about me? Well, then let's bring up the side baby then, baby. Okay. So I feel like you should have checked him in that moment. He was calling your card. So that's how I'm feeling about Miss Destiny when it comes to Miss Tiffany, because she stayed on Tiffany's ass right there. Now, granted, I'm not saying Tiffany was right in anything that she did, though, when it came to Tisha. So Tisha, she brings up the surprise vow renewal. She said that he doesn't know about it. Tiffany's like, you sure? Don't you think that you're going to want to tell him about this since he doesn't know about it? Tisha's cool with not letting him know. I'm like, Tisha, you keep praising the fact that you've been married to this man for 15 years. 15 years. Yeah, let me get 15 years. What the hell? 15. You should know your man. Okay? Marlo is not going to want that. He didn't even want the damn therapy session. But I know he sat in that therapy session. I also believe that even though he's pushing back on that wedding, I feel like he's going to go ahead and do it, to be honest, though. But ultimately, you know that's not what he's going to want. And all you're doing is creating ways for him to possibly resent you at a later time. Okay? Y'all definitely have some communication issues, and y'all should continue to go to therapy. But it sucks because Marlo is going to make that very difficult for her to want to do that. But yeah, I just feel like you should know your husband. You've been married to him long enough to know. Girl, calm down. Okay? Tiffany. What I did not like about Tiffany's approach, and I'm going to get into that, I did not like how she interrogated Tisha. If this was a conversation, great. We can have a conversation. Let's talk. Yeah, we're feeding. I'm giving. You're giving. We're going back and forth. Yes, yes. This became an interrogation, girl, and I did not like that. So I definitely agree with Destiny when she said, girl, you don't know how to read the room, honey. You don't know, like, why, like, until, like, it's a way to talk or get things out and not just ask her question after question after question after question after question. I ain't like that. It was something about it. So then Tiffany brings up the surprise therapy session. Teacher says, yes, we have a lot of surprises. She's open with Tiffany about the entire therapy session. Tiffany asked if Marlo knew about it and if he knew what he was walking into. And Tisha says, no. And then Destiny pops in and says, yeah, unlike your wedding. And I'm like, that didn't even connect for me. I didn't even understand that. It made me feel like, Destiny, are you looking for a moment here too? Right here. Now, I understood the moment towards the end, right? When Tiffany started asking all these questions to old girl, do you want it to chomp her off? Got it. But it was leading up to that. It was like, are you looking for a particular moment in this? Oh, you're so lame. Like, why? I can't believe you've never been to Vegas. That's so lame. Like, Are you looking for something in this moment? And then she tried to throw your ass a bone back at the house when Marlo came into your own and asked you about your marriage. And you didn't want to talk about that. She threw you a bone. Like, why does it have to be the one that's right? Yeah, thank you. Then you get out here and you like, oh, you're so lame. Like, now has she cussed you out? Okay, like you did her towards the end of the episode. I wouldn't have said nothing, but I would have watched though, girl. I would have been like, ooh, girl. Okay. So I just think it was leading up to that. I didn't like that energy that Miss Destiny was giving off, and how Kia was giving me that you was mad at your ex. You was mad about some other shit that you had going on, and you tried to direct it at her. But the read you gave her towards the end, here for it. Here for it. Let's go on. I think Destiny is matching energy with Tiffany when Tiffany wasn't talking to her. They just need to learn how to be co-parents and learn how to be friends again, because he already did what he did. Stop talking about this baby. Like Tiffany, that was never going to marry you. That's why you surprised Lewis with the wedding. Y'all was together for years prior to getting married. I don't know about that. I only know what she said. She said this was something that he wanted. She was the person that wasn't sure if that's what she wanted, so she surprised him with the wedding. He was gonna go either way. What it sound like. I'm sure Mel told Tiffany everyone's business before she was introduced to the group. She came to shake the table. That could have been it. I don't know now. Tiffany probably just heard from the streets. Huntsville ain't that big, y'all. It's not. Huntsville is not that big. Martell is fine AF, and he knows how to dress down. And I feel like they should get over the fact that he cheated and had a baby. They already divorced. The baby's already born. It is what it is. So I ain't got no comment. And that was Tisha fight, not Destiny's. True. And I think that could be why she spoke up, because she know Tisha not gonna fight, right? She knew Tisha wasn't gonna say anything. And I wish she would have took a page out of Kimmy book, because Kimmy ain't say a mother thing. Kimmy was just like this. She looked over there at Mel. I ain't got nothing for it, baby. I'm not finna partake in this. Ain't got shit to do with me, honey. Y'all got it. Rock on, baby. She ain't say nothing for a minute. Now, granted, it could be she ain't say nothing because she didn't like the questioning that Tisha gave to Maurice earlier. So she was like, somebody on the attack, I'm not stepping in. And another reason why I'm cool with Miss Kimmy not saying anything is another reason why I'm cool with her not saying anything is because of how things happened with her and Mel. Even when she chose a side with Mel or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Tisha got mad. So it's like, I would have just been like, girl, I ain't got nothing to say. Y'all got it. This y'all fight. This shit ain't really got nothing to do with me, honey. I'm just here. So I don't fault her on that. I think Tisha prefers Kyle as a sister-in-law to Kimmy, because Kimmy is everything she isn't. Oh, real confident and headstrong. Yikes. I was so puzzled by Tiffany, someone who threw a surprise wedding, asking that. Ooh. Tisha know he don't like surprises. Hell, we know that. That's what I'm saying. Tiffany acting like they have the picture perfect marriage. Just a matter of time with her and Big Lou. Let me tell you, and I'm waiting on it. And I want to see this transparency that she speaks about. I'm definitely waiting on that. You know, I'm just a person, you know, I'm transparent, you know, so I just figured that you guys are going to be like me and open. We going to see, baby. We are going to see, and it's probably going to be Destiny bringing you that information, but we shall see. Let me see what else I want to say about this real quick. Yeah, I talked about that. I didn't like her interrogating Miss Girl. If it was a conversation, it was cool, but it was the way she was asking the questions. And then when she talked about the confidence and somebody asked her about this, she said, well, that's what he told Lou. You may want to talk to him about it. Then, bitch, why would you bring it up? Why would you bring it up if you ain't got no other clarity on the situation? Why would you bring it up? And you may want to ask Marcel about that. I mean, I don't know. You know, that's just what he told Lou. I said, I don't know. Well, then why would you bring it up? Girl, and then you didn't really come at her like it was concerned, like, hey, just want to talk to you about a few things. You know, I was talking to my husband. He said, whoop, 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 just want to see if you may want to, you know, take that information out with your husband. It was really like an interrogation. Like the way she was asking the questions was like she was trying to find a fault in the situation. Half of me did not really trip. Some part of me was like, ooh, Tiffany, you wrong temperature girl. But on the same time, it was like, Tisha, that's what you get. Because you do like to walk around and act like everything is all amazing with you and your husband, yet your husband out here saying something completely different. Go have a conversation with him, dear. The same way she followed up, okay, trying to show that she's not lacking in confidence. Oh, I'm good. I'm great over here, honey. I'm not lacking any confidence issues over here, girl. We are good. Okay, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like all this extra shit, the same thing you did when you was on the back porch trying to convince America and stuff, when your husband out here on the other end of the stick got you looking like a fool. So some part of me is like, girl, I slipped in mind Miss Tiffany coming at you like that, because now you finna go have this conversation with your husband and be like, now what the fuck, what was it? What did you say? Because you got me out here looking like a dummy. Let's talk. Okay, Destiny speaks up and tells Tiffany, oh girl, you know, you like to jump in, honey. Yeah, you do. You like to jump in, and you don't like to think before you speak. That's my problem, girl. You like to just mouth off, and I don't really like that. You know, there's a way that you can go about things. Like Kimmy said, what is it, couth? Yeah, there's a way to handle things. And here go Mel. So what you mean? What you mean? How should she handle it? There you go. You're taking up for her. You heard what I said. I just told you. Well, what was it? Because I didn't like. You have to tell her what it is, okay? Girl, I just told you, cool, honey. Okay. And I'm like, well, do you know any other words? Can you elaborate more? What if that lady didn't know what that means? Maybe you got to be specific and direct with her and let her know like how you want her to approach you in particular. Okay, everybody ain't got couth. You talking about something? It's couth. Okay, well, girl, she's been out here operating without an ounce of couth at this point. Can you give us more? Give me another sentence. Okay, we don't want a word. We want a sentence. Okay, you're chiming in, but you're not giving dialogue unless you're snapping on someone. Give us a little more. Okay. So that's how I was feeling about Miss Destiny. Like, girl, okay, you keep talking about couth. It's obvious she ain't got it. She probably don't know what it means. Give us a little more. Elaborate. Talk. Let's talk. We're here to talk, girl. Okay. Tiffany tells Destiny, which was very awkward because I didn't understand where this came from. Tiffany tells her, like, you know, it's obvious that you have an issue. Okay. And all of the places that you're from, Detroit, Huntsville, Atlanta, you know, all of that, it comes out in your personality. And I'm like, how did we get here? Where did that come from? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Thank you so much, Chaz, for the super chat. Hey, girl. I was waiting on this. Yes, thank you for waiting. Thanks for coming in and joining. Thanks for the super chat. Destiny needs to learn how to read. LOL, not learn how to read, girl. Tiffany was indirectly calling Destiny ghetto. I didn't even think about that, Claire. I did not think about that because I was confused. I was like, how did we get here? What do you mean? All of that comes out in her personality. What are you talking about? Okay, I feel like that's a good explanation for that. And Destiny, this is what Destiny did to drag it. And she was like, girl, and you can get your ass dragged. She's like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. You can get dragged in all three of those states, all three of those locations, okay? Do not play with me, Miss Ma'am. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. You upset, okay? You mad, got you. You could have snapped on her. I understood the ending part, like I told y'all. Have that energy universal, because you was damn near ready to snap on Melody just for defending Miss. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, but I'm like, you ain't even like, you was about to snap on Miss Melody, you know, at one point, just off of how she was. You felt like you didn't like how she was talking to you, I guess. But when it came to Marlo, who embarrassed you, I feel in front of everybody, was like, what did you do wrong? Like, you ain't snap on Marlo. So just make sure you keep that energy universal across the board, okay? Those are my thoughts. Mel is messy to me now. She always want a moment. That's probably why people feel like Miss Mel out here producing the show, okay? Forcing conversations to happen so that we can have moments to watch. Just like I felt she was doing with Marlo in that moment, the way that she said it 3 times. You came in my room. Why did you come in my room? Let's talk about it. You came in my room. Let's talk about it. What you came in here for? What you want? And then she also on last week brought up, why you text me? Why you had to text me? What you text me for? Why was you texting me shaking my head? Like, what was that about? Trying to get a conversation out of him, trying to evoke a moment. And that's what I be talking about, because I feel like she knows this man. You've been with this man since college. You know everything about him. You know what's gonna make him react. You know, just like you have triggers and you say those triggers are your children. And he's supposed to know those triggers. You also know his triggers, so you knew what to do to create moments on the show. And I mean, it was definitely entertaining. Destiny is one of them non-confrontational people who can't read. LOL, she couldn't keep up. Y'all think she's not confrontational? I think Destiny is ready for anybody. I think she is a confrontational person. I just think she's not a read person. And I have to go back to my girl Candace over there on Real Housewives of Potomac. Candace may be a person that can read, but she may not be a confrontational type of person, right? So I feel like that's how Destiny's confrontational. She just don't know how to read. She just know how to fight. And I'm glad none of that went down over here, because I don't think Tiffany did enough for her to want to swing on her, to be honest. Your issue should be with your husband. Had your husband not been out here doing the things that he did, it would not have been room for anyone to approach you regarding what it is that they saw him doing. So that's where your anger needs to be placed. I feel like that's where your anger is, to be honest, but you're throwing that off on Miss Tiffany. Another reason why I feel like you're throwing that off on Tiffany is because you don't want to address your marital issues over here on the show. And she called your SHI to the carpet, right? Forcing you to possibly have to talk about that. And then Marlo did the same thing, called your marital to the carpet. So just make sure you disperse that energy in the same fashion, because he was out of line too. All of that back and forth like Chihuahua annoying. But for shows like this, to me, you need to know how to read. LOL, her eyes was so big. They got very big. I have to say, they got very big. Yeah, she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. Martell probably is the one who told Marlo Destiny cheated. Remember the conversation Martell had with Destiny in the store? Yes, when he told her that's why, like, you're getting married, or that's why you're going through a divorce now, or you'll see in a little bit. I feel like he said things to her at two different times. One time he told her that's why you're getting a divorce now or something. And then I feel like one time he told her you'll learn, like you're going to see in a little bit or something like that. He told her, I guess, you know, telling her the future, like your man ain't out here being no saint or something. Destiny's feelings are still raw from the divorce, and she's dealing with a very passive-aggressive person like Tiffany. She won't win the war of words with Tiffany, unfortunately. Very unfortunate, very unfortunate. I think she's throwing out the texting and him coming to her room so Coleslaw can see he still want her. Yep, I said that earlier on. Yep, I think it's two reasons. I think one, to get Miss Girl attention and let her know he still want me, even though you may think that you got him, but also to create moments, you know, for the show. Melody, you did provoke Martell. I'll get it though, but you did. Martell is to blame for everything, but what? You're not married no more? Why argue with him? Why bother? And that's how I feel like, why bother arguing with him? Like, just continue to move forward, because I feel like it's preventing her from healing, right? I just want to be, I'm like, I'm good, Martell. He came in that room like, how are you? I'm good. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just getting ready. I'll be out there in a minute. You can go ahead. I mean, after a while, like, I would have just been too tired. Like, if y'all spend all that arguing in your marriage, like, I ain't trying to divorce you, get out the marriage, and still be arguing with your ass. Like, nah. And then at this point, we ain't even talking about the kids for real. Yeah, your kids are your triggers, but we not even talking about the kids for real. So that be the shit that made me feel like y'all miss each other. Y'all miss each other, still want to be with each other, and all of that other good stuff. I don't give a damn what y'all saying in them confessionals and what y'all telling us. Destiny is one of, no, I think I read that one. Melody had all that mouth with Martell, but now all of a sudden she's clueless and doesn't understand what couth means. Child, good night. I think she did. I think she did understand what couth means. I think she just wanted her to lay it out a little more, like be very specific with Tiffany. And I agree with Mel, because I felt like you already see she lacks couth this entire time. So break it down. Some people, you got to break stuff down for them and tell them. So when it happens again, when I really go off on your girl, I've given it to you in multiple different ways of how this should go. And you just refuse to operate like that. Also, Tiffany really needs to keep quiet, because it's a matter of time that some stuff comes out about her marriage. And you know it is. Yes, I'm sure somebody watching this show right now, and it's like, I am not crazy about this woman, and I have information on this woman or her husband or her kids, and I'm going to bring that to the forefront. What are Mel and Tail discussing at therapy if they are having these discussions every time they are together outside of therapy? A good question. I don't know. No, they went to therapy one time for the co-parenting, and that was it. Destiny was right in the situation to me because Tiffany was being messy, but I don't really care because I don't like that lady with the braids. Not you somebody you don't like Tisha. I like Tisha's gorgeous. I like Tisha. I just don't like how Tisha operates at times when she tries to act like everything is just so perfect. One of the things that I don't like about Destiny, because Destiny won't share her stuff, you know, but Tisha likes to walk around and act like, well, we're great, but then your husband says something different. So now Miss Tiffany is giving you some things to think about. You having a therapy sessions because you know things aren't that great in your house, but then you turn around and say, oh, therapy was awesome. We started doing this together and we started doing that and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. That's not what your husband's saying. And if things are good, then we have to get on Marcel's ass because he's out here making her look like a fool. I remember in the beginning, I liked this show. My man introduced me to this show, but over the seasons, it became draining and repetitive. So I don't want to watch anymore. Yikes. I mean, it's still good, but I will say this episode, I was definitely tired of Mel and Martell's arguing. No, I think I read that one. Go up. Sorry, guys. Let me go up. One thing that bothered me was the fact that people are so upset that those kids know their mother's song. I think it's more disturbing that those kids don't know they have a younger sibling. I wonder if they know now or not. I feel like those children know everything. Those parents have argued in front of those kids. Last season, we saw where Mel had her kids sit down with the lady that was organizing that play. And her own son talks about how I don't think the child opened up, but it was kind of explained how the son likes to protect the mom because of the arguments and things that happen in the house. So I feel like if the child knows about the song, the child knows, or the children know about the arguments, they smart, especially who's the baby? It's the baby, not the recent one, but the third child. Is her name Mariah? I cannot remember, but she's definitely like a favorite. I love her personality. She's so grown. That little girl know. So if she know, the rest of them know. I think I believe that they know they have a sibling. They probably have yet to meet the sibling, and they probably can't fully grasp or understand what is happening and what's going on. But I feel like they know. This would have been a whole other situation if Miss Wanda was there. Oh, I'm so glad she wasn't. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, it would have been a whole other situation. But I will say, I don't even think that we would have gotten to see Mel and Martell fully argue because Wanda would have been around there creating her own individual arguments. The Las Vegas trip would have really been about Kimmy, Tisha, Miss Wanda, maybe Tiffany and Destiny. But I feel like we probably wouldn't have been able to see everything dealing with Martell and Mel because Miss Wanda would have been at the height of all of the arguments, Sean. All of them. Right message, but Tiffany is the wrong messenger. She's the wrong interrogator. But it's like, girl, Destiny, if you're not ready to say it with your chest and not stutter, like, girl, she almost was worse than Cynthia when she tried to spill Phaedra business at the table. Oh, I remember that. Embarrassing, honey. What? Mel probably enjoys Tiffany and Destiny's confrontations as revenge for Destiny not telling her about her divorce. I didn't even think about that. I will hope not. But I will say, Mel could have sat there too, just like Kimmy did, and not said anything. When it came down to it, she could have just been sitting there, and Tiffany could have asked her, what do you mean? Elaborate on how you want me to respond when it comes to you. Mel could have sat that one out, but I think she does try to protect Miss Tiffany. But she need to be careful because I feel like it's only a matter of time before Tiffany starts shading her. Okay, because if she was saying last week, side woman, my side chick, when Martell was at the table, and she said something like, "Oh, you talking about your side girl," or something like that. No, baby mama. It was baby mama. Sorry. When she said baby mama, and Martell said, "Oh, I thought her every day," thinking about the side girl, and she said, "No, I'm talking about Mel." I felt like that was a bit shade. Okay, I felt like that was shade. So, but also, if she truly meant she was talking about Mel, I felt like that was shady. So it makes me feel like, give her enough time, she gonna really get real shady with you, Mel. She gonna be telling your stuff when you ain't ready for her to do it, Mel. But also, I feel like, truthfully, she was talking about the side girl, but she just didn't want to be chumped off in that moment, so she didn't say it. But then, as I'm thinking and I'm talking, is Mel really going to be upset? Because for the most part, Mel has been a transparent person while on this show. Tiffany has been a transparent person while on this show. Tisha and Destiny, even Kimmy has been as transparent as she can be. But when it comes to those two, Destiny and Tisha, they not as transparent. So I see why she mad. Mel is upset that Martell and Destiny continue their friendship after the divorce. Probably so, because she kept saying, "That's your boy, that's your boy, that's your boy." My forever favorite will be Kimmy. She seems down to earth and real. I agree. Destiny was friends with Martell before she knew Mel. She did. She was. Melody gaslights Destiny, in my opinion. She's a narcissist and manipulator, just like Martell. She ain't fooling me. Okay. I think Mel protects Tiffany because Tiffany is socially awkward. Possibly. But I mean, she shouldn't. I don't know why she protect that lady. She shouldn't. Because she don't be socially awkward when she come out and say that. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you guys for the super chat. Moderators, thank you guys so much for coming through. And thank all of you all for coming out, hanging out with me, okay? Enjoying the review. Don't forget to like on your way out. I'm Jamie That's Me. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie That's Me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.